Hello everyone, welcome to another one of our weekly chats. This week we are going to start off by talking about Snapchat and some announcements and changes that they've made recently.
Yeah, so Snapchat did two things this week. Number one, they added stories. So, as you know, Snapchat, you send a message to someone in 10 seconds or less, it disappears, unless, of course, they screenshot it. Stories, on the other hand, let you collect photos or videos, and instead of sending them to a person, they're visible to any of your friends who sort of check your profile. And after 24 hours, they just disappear. So it's almost a Facebook timeline that expires. Sort of interesting. So that's one of the things that they did. The other thing they did is experiment with sort of a buy it now button. Right now it's for a couple bands. So when you get the update on the band, there's a listen now button. You click that, it pumps you over to iTunes, where of course you can listen or you can buy. It's not hard to imagine those two things working together. So you have stories that last 24 hours, visible to anyone, and you have a buy it now button. You put those two together and there's all sorts of monetization opportunities for Snapchat, for brands to market through Snapchat. A few people have done it, but a few brands rather have done it, but it's really hard to market one-to-one with exploding messages.
Yeah, I can imagine the whole thing about advertising is being out there for as long as possible to catch as many eyeballs as possible. So
right, and it's the whole thing between I guess Snapchat is asynchronous, but like Second Life was synchronous, meaning you would do something in the world, and if somebody wasn't in the world to see it, it didn't live on. Facebook is asynchronous. You post it and it sits there. It goes away gradually, but it sits there and you can find it later. So Snapchat's trying to sort of strike a balance.
Yeah, it's interesting to see these social networks when they start to, they're really popular, there's no advertising, and then they get lots of users, and it just kind of, there's this inevitable process where the ads have to come.
Yeah, I mean, because the server space is not cheap. People think, why, you got to pay the people who built this, and you got to have the servers up and running, and that gets increasingly expensive as you scale. And the other thing is, venture capitalists and others and the owners are going to say, I built this thing, it's wildly popular, can I get paid? And those are normal things to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. What I am interested that I haven't seen this yet is kind of following a social network following the Spotify model, which is you can get it for free with ads, or you can pay a monthly fee and have no ads.
And there was talk of Facebook doing that. I think it was going to be $1 fee. They haven't done it yet, but it will be interesting to see if they do.
Yeah, I would imagine brands would be against them doing that.
Except the one brand, Facebook.
Yeah.
would be very much for it.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of Facebook, big announcement earlier this week, new changes to graph search.
Yeah, it's a big announcement for them. I'm not really sure how many normal people care. I'm not sure how many normal people are using graph search, but to me, graph search before is sort of a novelty. So you can see which of your friends like something, and that's occasionally funny. You can see photos, but now you're going to be able to see post about bacon, or post about Breaking Bad, or post about whatever. And you'll also be able to see check-ins, people who've checked into some places. That also has the potential for awkwardness that could be fabulous.
Yeah.
But it's all part of this feeling that Facebook has of saying we have more content. We have more sort of lifestyle, dynamic content than Twitter, and Twitter gets all the credit for it. And we need to do a better job surfacing the content we have about shows and events. And so the hashtag was one thing, and story bumping was another, when they're going to bump a story up. And this third one is graph search. And of course, if they can get people to start using graph search, then it's a Google Bing sort of model of monetizing with paid search results there. So. But first you got to get the behavior, and it doesn't seem to me that graph search had that sort of utilization that they could expect any sort of real revenue from it yet.
Yeah, I am encouraged though by the fact that Facebook is improving its search function, because I remember in the beginning it was terrible. You couldn't find even your friends when you typed in their names. Like, it was really bad.
Yeah, and still even finding the official brand Facebook page can be awkward.
Yeah,
so they've got a ways to go there, but again, they're back to the content, when for a year or so it was all about the ads, and they're back to the content. And to me, the newsfeed is still messed up.
Yeah.
They've got a long way to go. I'm seeing stuff. The story bumping's a little annoying for me right now.
Yeah.
I see something, I acknowledge it in my brain, and it's back that night. I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't care the first time.
Or the next day, or
Yeah.
the next 2 days sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have work yet to do.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned check-ins earlier. Facebook is doing a very interesting thing with check-ins.
They are. So, and I don't know how quickly this is going to roll out, but Cisco and Facebook announced a nationwide program where if you check in at a participating retailer or a store location or a car dealership or wherever it might be, that you get instant Wi-Fi. So this is great. It's great for Cisco, more Wi-Fi installations. It's great for Facebook because the check-in, they get the check-in, they get to be the social sort of force, if you will. It's great for the store because the store gets demographic data through Facebook Insights as to the age and language preference and some other stuff, gender of who checked in, and the user gets free Wi-Fi. Oh, and the store also gets people telling their friends they're at the store.
Yeah.
That's a really nice situation where everybody wins. Some people are complaining that user privacy is given up, but you want to use Facebook for free, you want free Wi-Fi, then you got to wake up. You're the product.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to see kind of Facebook following the Google model in that they're offering a service that goes beyond what you think what you identify the brand with.
Yeah, and as Google does, the services are a great help to the individual, like Gmail, but they're also great for Google because now they can read your mail. The Google robots read your mail and put ads up. So, it works really well when it's good for everybody. We get free email or we get free Wi-Fi, and the provider, Facebook or Google or whoever, gets something as well.
Well, that about does it for this week. If you would like to subscribe to our weekly email blast, you can do so at ignitesocialmedia.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at IgniteSMA.